All right. So should we start again?
Yeah, start over.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's all good.
Ya está bien. Okay. Good. Oh, so we start
Yeah,
over. Go
perfect.
ahead, start over.
All right. So take two.
Take two.
So we're watching your music video right here, man. What was the process like in creating Palante?
Palante, Anthony, we had a lot of fun, but it's a long process. First, I was in Aruba. I happened to be in Aruba in a festival, and I met Gian, which is a huge artist, producer from Aruba. He produced Nicky Jam and J Balvin's X, and he told me, Alex, I would love to, work with you and maybe do a couple of records for you. And I was like, of course, man, you're incredible. So when he played for me, Palante it was in only Palante, the actual word Palante was in Spanish. The rest of the lyrics were in Papiamento, in the tongue that we speak in Aruba. So when we started, translating the record in Spanish, I started seeing that the record had a dope message. It had a spiritual message as well. And I was going through a little, tough time. I was a little stressed at work and some personal problems. And I was like, you know what? Wow, this song is beautiful. And I think a lot of people are gonna, feel the record, identify with the record. When I got to the U.S., I got back home. I saw Anitta at the radio station. I was interviewing her, and I told her, man, I would love to do a song with you. And she was like, yeah, play me some music, see what you got. And I played her Palante, and she fell in love with it right away. She's like, I love that record. I want to do it. And I was with Fonsi in Miami. I was hanging out with him. We had dinner, and he was playing me some of his new stuff from his album, his upcoming album. And I was like, listen, I have some records, maybe if you can get on one of my records, because, Luis Fonsi
He's just in a different stratosphere.
Yeah, man, no, he's like an icon. And I was like, hey, maybe you can get on one of my records. I threw it in there just to see what he would say, and he was so humble. He's a humble man. He's a great man, and he was like, let me hear what you got. And I played him Palante. I said, Anita's already on it. If you can get on it, it would be amazing. And he heard it, and he was like, wow, I love the record. I love the beat. I love the music. I love the energy, the vibe of the record. And we created. We got it all together. I sent it, to his producer, Anita's producer, and then we just came together and finished the track.
Wow. Well, and I was interested in that a lot, in how that collaboration happened.
Yeah.
Because you have your own unique sound. How do you go about selecting the people or the artists that you want to get involved in your music?
Oh, no. Well, Anitta, I've been following her since I heard her on Downtown with J Balvin. I mean, it was downtown. I was like, wow, she's great. Then I saw her at a club in Miami performing for the first time like a year and a half ago, I would say, and it was packed. And I saw her on stage for the first time, and she was enchanting. I was like, man, I would love to do a record with her. And then with Luis, of course, after Despacito, after the song that he did with Ozuna. I mean, he has so many records. The guy's a machine, a music machine, and he's always traveling. So, of course, that was a dream come true to get him on one of the songs. And man, let me tell you, it was, I think, one of the hardest tasks to get them two on a record. So
Really?
Yeah, man, that wasn't easy.
Just because of scheduling conflicts and everything.
Scheduling, the touring. They're not. Anita's from Brazil. She's practically always out there or somewhere else in the world. And then Luis is also working. I mean, this man is on a plane every other day. If you think I travel, I only go from New York to Miami. That's about it. This man is in Europe. He's over here. He's in the Middle East. It's amazing. So just to have them both on this track was a dream come true, and it was an honor.
And one of the things that everyone knows you for is that you're a mentor for many artists.
Thank you.
No, it really is. Like we know the story about J Balvin, where he gave you that demo, and you gave him that piece of advice where he needed to pop in Colombia. He didn't have to pop here in the United States so soon. And I was curious, who was the mentor in your life?
Oh, wow. Well, I've had many mentors in my life. As far as radio goes, I have Polito Vega, which is he's one of the people that taught me how to do radio. El Boy from Bonao, rest in peace. One of those guys that when I started radio, I was a teenager. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just a mixed DJ from the clubs, and they actually took time to help me learn how to be a radio personality, not just a DJ that spins records, but how to communicate, how to speak, how to use my voice, which I didn't even know I had a voice, because I was just a DJ. I used to just spin records. But now you hear me on the radio, you're like, man, this guy went to school for that. No way, man. Those guys taught me everything I know. They taught me how to get to people, how to communicate, how to really transmit to people, and so those were my mentors. Musically, mentors. I mean, I started with salsa. I started when I was a kid listening to salsa. I love salsa, and then I started listening to everything from rock to reggae to everything. It's just growing up with all these different cultures and different music in the U.S. And I think you see it now with the new generation of kids that they like everything.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, my parents, my dad used to only listen to like one style of music, and now you see your children or your kids, now they listen to everything. Like my kid can listen to Spanish music, but then he'll listen to like the Beatles, and I'm like, man, you weren't even around.
Oh yeah, well, at least he has good taste.
Yeah, or you'll hear him okay with the latest hip hop record, whatever's hot right now in the hip hop world. But then I hear him listening to like Queen, like they're so diverse, musically diverse now, and that's great, and that's also helping the new generation with the styles of music that we're making. You can see that with all these new artists that are coming out, that they're really influenced by other artists. So yeah, I think at the beginning the salsa artists were the ones that influenced me, like Gran Combo de Puerto Rico, like Luis Fonsi from Colombia, Carlos Vives. I loved Carlos Vives growing up, listening to all his music. So yeah.
And I'm glad you brought that up about the current generation of today, because social media has played a big role in the evolution of the music industry of today. And in an interview that you've done in the past, you did state for up-and-coming artists to not fall into the social media hype. Why is that in particular?
Well, like I said, for example, Palante, right? Palante was a record that I did to send a message, a personal message to everyone that can be going through hard times, So what you see in my social media is you see happiness, you see cool things, you see traveling. Don't think that that's what it is all the time. That's just what we post. But behind that, there's a lot of hard times. There's a lot of stressful moments or bad moments, let's say, and just don't get caught up in all the hype stuff that you see. Always do what you love to do. If you're gonna do music, do it from the heart. And if you do get to make it, if you get the chance to make it big, just don't forget where you come from. Don't forget the people that helped you along the way, and also maintain that discipline. I think one of the things that's helped me a lot is that I'm very disciplined with what I do, with my work, with the radio, with the music, and of course with my family.
Of course.
And the big boss up there.
So just stay humble.
Stay humble. Stay humble. You can have the bling, you can have this and that, but don't forget that that's all like fictional.
Yeah.
That's not the real stuff. The real stuff is your home, your family, the people that are going to be there for you. None of that stuff exists.
Of course. Well, they're telling me to wrap up, so I wanted to know.
Anthony.
So I just wanted to know if you can sing us a little bit of Palante before I let you go.
No, you don't got to let me go. Come on, let's go. Let's keep on going. We're gonna... Shots. This is aguardiente. I'm kidding as well. Pa'lante, dice, dale pa'lante, llega cuando tiene que llegar, pa'lante, tengo que seguir, no puedo parar, si te cae, no le pares, no le pares, no, pa'lante, and then the verse, let me give you a little bit of the verse, so it says, en la mañana levanto y doy gracias a Yaya, no le tengo miedo a nada, aquí tengo mi capa, hay cosas que no se compran con plata, tu familia y en la casa quien te ama. Limpia tu mente de no puedo. Dale pa'lante sobre el cielo. El tiempo de Dios es perfecto. Perfecto.
Again, man, thank you so much for your time. It was an absolute pleasure.
Ah,
man.
my
Thank
pleasure,
you.
Anthony. Thank you. Dale pa'lante.
Siempre.
Pa'lante. Pa'lante. Keep forward. Go forward, forward, forward.